my chains in that water, hit that blue grave. Heard your voice in Memphis, how my oldest got his name. Hey, hey, Father, take me back. Psalms 1 in the morning, meditating fast. How you don't know what you driving, but got something fast. See my brother's life change when that whip crash. I got whiplash, where the spirit got my head turning. Time to pick trash, if I wanna serve, I Jesus serve him. It's a flash, when he coming back, what's your purpose? It's a mismatch, turn the earth flat, Kyrie Irving. Rain on me, rain on me, Lord, help me grow. Rain on me, clean my spirit, feed my soul. Rain on me, rain on me, Lord, help me grow. Rain on me, clean my spirit, feed my soul.
Rain on me like you did in the past, and you making it last. Better with you out living on glass. Don't go back, I never thought I'd make it without. Out to the same watch out. Like what is we talking about? Chilling with God and he working it out. Do it for you, I can't do it for clout. The message stressing me out. Like what? I know we lit, we out. Following God, I'm making it.
All right.
Rain on me.
Oh, what is up? What is up?
Help
me grow, I couldn't do this on my own.
You came into my.
All right, let's do it. W's in the chat. Let's get the party started. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Rain on me, Lord, help me grow. Rain on me.
Life help me.
Clean my spirit, feed my soul. Rain on me.
All right, party time, party time. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Great to see you all. Great to see y'all. Let's do it. Z Gamer in the building. There he is. There he is. What is good? What is good? Energy in the house. Arrow Sassy in the building. There he is. All right. What's up, Tamra? Good morning. Good morning. It's Plan G in the building. All right. All right. Clubhouse, how we feeling? How we feeling? Only bands in the house. What up, Mooney? What up, Mooney? All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Man, happy Tuesday. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. What up, Yogi? What up, Carlos? What up, DJ Scratchers? Valerio in the building, the man. What up, KT? Vivian Young in the house. Let's go. Let's go. What up, Serge? What up, Captain? DJ Scratchers, how you feeling, man? How you feeling? The legend. The legend. What's good? What's good? How we doing, everyone? How we doing? Welcome in. What up, Yogi? What up, Wokey? Wokey in the house. The Big M. The Big M is here. What up, Exit Strat? What up, Tommy? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. My goodness. We got motion. We got motion. All right. Let's do it, man. Jason C in the building. Cheers, mate. Welcome in. What up, Simz? Good morning, AJ. What up? What up? Stevie Mac in the house. All right. All right. The winners are here. What up, Curtis? All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. Welcome in. We got 8:30 upon us here, man. Let's go ahead and pray real quick, and then we will begin our session today. Let's do this. Well, God, we thank you for this opportunity, another one. We thank you for a new day. Let us rejoice in it, to be glad in it, throw W's in it, and receive our abundant blessing in it. Lord, we thank you for all that has been done, all that continues to be done, and thank you for being a light on our path. We give you all the glory. I pray a blessing over each and every individual as they move in and out of this live stream today. Bless them and their family. We thank you for it, Lord. We give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. Let's do this. All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Today is March 24th, so the 24th day of March, and it's another day, another opportunity for us, gang, to be patient, to be disciplined, to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. You know, all the other traders are out there talking the talk, but, you know, we're here, we're busy, we're walking the walk here towards our goals. Look at that, our goal is right in front of us, the big 8, right? The 8-figure trader status. It's a mindset, it's a mentality, long before it's a reality. You understand that? You understand that? It's a mindset. It's a mentality long before it's a reality. All right? That's something that I would love for you to understand here. So let's move forward with it today. We got opportunities in front of us, and let's get into the day here. So it doesn't look like we got much going on in terms of any news at 8:30 or anything like that. You got a little yellow folder stuff coming out here. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna get a little bit more of higher impact news here around 9:45 today. So we'll see what that's all about. That should be amazing though, and hopefully we can take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and jump into the technicals here. If you guys can, give the stream a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get it going. Y'all ready? Philippe is ready. Philippe is ready. Am I ready? That's the question. I think I'm ready. Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. All right, y'all ready? How's the music? We good on the music? Let's run through this breakdown here. Let's see what's up with Goldie, and let's get into it. Yeah, music good? Music good? Let me lower it a little bit. Let's see. That should be all right. Okay, let's get it. All right, let's talk about gold. Let's talk about the NASDAQ. We'll start with gold. We'll work our way down here from the time frames and see what we can come up with here today. So, as you guys know, gold has absolutely melted over the last couple days. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were sitting up here in this range. Remember, we had the range going on from pretty much these supports here to that resistance right there. You had a lot of chop going on here. You had a lot of chop going on here. Eventually, we do get a candle to close below the range, which was this guy. And this one really set the party on fire, right? So, again, big decision-making candle. Probably one of the most important candles out of all of these guys here, right? So, you did have the next candle move down. We did call for some hesitation, right? I thought we were maybe going to get a pullback here, retest the zone, but we ended up just getting not only one but two dojis here on the daily. I'm sorry if it's small, but squint a little. We got two dojis here, and then look at this, back to back melters here day after day. So we've officially filled the wick. We've officially tapped into this support level here, and yeah, we'll see what we want to do now. Let's look at the previous daily candle. We obviously know there was a run here, and now that previous daily, which is going to be this guy right here, has a pretty decent rejection, I must say, right? We have also closed back above this support level here, right? So we had this major level of support right after the wick here, where we did end up closing above. So for all we know, this candle may want to be our pullback candle to create some sort of a market structure here now on the higher time frame, like the daily, right? I could see price coming somewhere into this overall range right here before, you know, potentially continuing to melt down. So we'll have to take a look at that a little bit closer on the 4 hour. Let's go take a look at that 4 hour. I do want to see what this rejection is looking like here, so let's take a look at that. 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour candle did close bullish, right? So we closed bullish. We don't really have much of a lower wick. We are kind of jammed up in this little range here, right, on the 4 hour chart. It's not the cleanest price action for the most part, right? Because you've got support sitting here, you've got resistance right here, and you know, our closure happened, right? If we were going to measure this range here from the top, right, to the bottom to the top, and we were going to say, hey, percentage wise, right, where did this candle close? I would say it closed about 90% through that range. Would you guys agree? Not about 90%. Maybe if we close here, I would say 50%, right? But I think we closed way up here. So we are pretty high on that 4 hour range. Now look, that doesn't mean that this 4 hour candle cannot break the high and fill this wick, as the daily candle may want to reject. So I'm still open for that. I'm still very, very well prepared for that if it wants to happen. So let's get a closer look here. As we're looking at the 1 hour chart, it looks like we do have a decent closure below here. So closure below on the 1 hour 30-minute candle just closed. Let's take a look at that. Take a look at this 30-minute closure. So don't really have much of a closure below. The 1 hour looks pretty good. 30-minute is, you know, not the greatest here. We've got one rejection, two rejection, three rejection, and now we're moving into 8:30 here. So I do like the sells. I do love the clean range that I see below, looking, you know, right here all the way down into 43.31. I just don't like us rejecting this support at the moment. So I think if we can maybe get some sort of just maybe a bullish candle above here, right, to give us some type of resistance at some point, right, like this bullish candle closure, something that looks like this, something that wasn't really able to do much, and then the bearish closure back below. That'll set us up for like 9 a.m. here, right? So not only will we have a breakout, right, but we'll also have a resistance formed here. We'll have volume coming in. We'll have a wick to fill to the left. We'll have a range to fill as well. And I think that would be the A+ setup here today, right? We're selling off resistance, very similar to an onion play, very similar to yesterday's trade, where you have that volume coming in, wicks to fill, clean range to the left, and yeah, hopefully it can wait for us. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. If you guys like the sells off the 1 hour, those are not bad. I can totally see that playing out and working out well here. Let's see the 15. Yeah, I think I need a 15 or at least a 15, if not a 30 closure below the range now that we've moved down quite a bit here. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So I really like the sells below, what is this, 43.97 here today, as we are looking at a a bearish daily candle, but just be careful because our 4-hour candle is still bullish, right? We know that it's at resistance. We can see why this move would happen, but in order to really get aggressive with it, I think I'm going to need to see that structure on the at least the 15 closure below, if not even the 30. So yeah, let's sit tight again. Hopefully we don't want to run here. It's very high chance that we can fill this wick, but then we could also maybe wait for the pullback, right? You fill the wick first, come back, retest, and then continue driving down. So we'll see how it goes. You do have volume. It is 8:30, so I was hoping that this candle would have closed below the range. It did not close below, so I must follow my rules. All right, so that's that. There's the wick fill, 8:30. We'll see where we can go from here. Cool. If you guys are in this decent, I would maybe look to do some management at the wick fill and then hold this puppy, man. Hold this thing until at least 43, yeah, 43.32ish, somewhere in that range. 1 hour looks good to continue down. My only issue here is that 30-minute time frame. What's up, Vicky? Price action Kev in the building. All right, amazing. I think some of the Clubhouse, I think you guys took some sells here, somewhere around here, right? I've seen something in the Discord, so yeah, good job. I just got back to the desk here from last night Asian session. We really didn't do much in Asian last night, but we're back here for New York for some opportunities. So we'll see what we can get done here today. What's up, Dan? How are you, man? How are you? Badio Life in the building. Did I notice the futures prices like forex? I did not. Yeah, I didn't. Good morning, Jose. What's good, bro? What's good? You took it? Okay, cool. 250? All right, nice. Yeah, 250, man. That's like the new, like, 25. That's like the new 25 pips. Isn't that crazy? What up, YOLO trader? What's good? Who we got in the clubby today? Let's take a look. What's up, Marvin? What up, Stephen B? What's up, Cole? Leisker in the building. There he is. What up, Positive Mind? Gary, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. What's up, Sebastian? Only Bands in the building. What up, Daniel? How are you, man? Gino, how you doing? Good morning. Good afternoon. DJ Scratch is the legend. What up, Exit Strat? How you feeling, big dog? Good to see you, man. Zoltan. Rich is somewhere back there. Maybe he's doing some push-ups. But welcome in, boys. Welcome in. What's up, Edward? Good to see you, brother. He's on the beach, man. Yeah, let's get it. Hey, you create your own beach in life, right? You really do. It's all about perspective. I almost did not want to come join you guys in the three-dimensional realm today. I actually wanted to stick around in the 4D. I almost couldn't get out. It was amazing. The vision is so clear. Jora Trades in the building. How are you, bro? How are you? Welcome in. How many of you guys got the vision crystallized? I hope you do. You know, one of the greatest assets of successful people and leaders is their depth of vision. How deep can you see? How crystallized can you make it? One of the biggest, or actually I should say one of the first lessons Mr. V ever really sat me down and talked to me about was the idea of crystallizing the vision and making it so clear. It was more important than anything. It was more important than the opportunity that was or wasn't in front of me. It was more important than the reality itself, he said, is that you customize your own perfect day and you get it so clear in your mind that you can smell things, right, in that day, and you can feel things, you can hear things, you know, and if you could do that, you know, you can legit woo yourself into that reality. Yeah, we got the wick fill here, so it's filling up now, and yes, if we would have that closure, we would have been in there. So I really needed to see a closure on this candle, right, that closed below the range, and that would have been something I would have been interested in. Yeah, I do feel they would have been valid had you closed below. Yep. Yeah. I think the 1 hour was nice. 1 hour wasn't bad. But again, 4 hour being bullish, right? 1 hour onion, which was good. I like this closure below, but then when you drop down here, you know, you got support. 30-minute also has support as well. So as much as I liked it, just with the 1 hour and the 4 hour both or I should say the 1 hour, the 4 hour being bullish, right? And the 30-minute having that support along with the 15, little consolidation and whatnot. It's not enough. Not enough to get me in. Not enough to convince me. Yeah, I think we needed the breakout. Yep. I agree. Especially when we've been ranging for a while in the 15-minute. But all is well. We got candles printing every 15 minutes here today. And tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. It's pretty awesome. What a day yesterday. 2 for 2. Great trade that we took here in New York session. That was where was that? Somewhere. Where was yesterday? Was that? I gotta find it. What time was that trade yesterday? Why am I not remembering? Was that at 9:30? No. I don't think it was. Why can I not find that? Yeah, right here, right? Yeah, 9:15. 9:15, I think, right? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, is this it? Yeah, I think this is it right here. Yeah, so I think. Hold on, let me check my actual. Let me check this out. Let's check it out. Yeah, so 2 trades taken yesterday for me. One of them was the one that we took together, which was, let me just pull it up here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think that was it. Which was this guy right here. So nice sells on the break of the lows there. Kept stops back above the range. We understood that we had a lot of clean range here to the left, right, to be able to cover, fill that range. No bottom wick on that candle, volume coming in, right? But we understood as well that this is also a very important area to look at. So glad we closed up our partials there and whatnot. And we did end up continuing down later, but again, this is the importance of getting not just the full move, but getting a piece of it, right? And always respecting the parameters at the end of the day, right? So respecting these levels here, it doesn't matter. You don't really have to close partials or do anything, but it just sets you up, right? Because this was a winning trade where we got, I forget how many pips, but if you held on to this too long, right, you would have been destroyed there. So, and we knew that this could just be a pullback, right, for price to continue moving bullish. Go back and watch the stream. You guys will see it all explained in depth, right? But after that sell was taken, we were able to wait, sit tight, and then more sells began to play out. So I think I got the worst entry out of everyone, but man, you had a 30-minute celery play here. You had a 1 hour celery play here where you could have just sold price all the way down in this clean range. My entry was a bit late. It was definitely overextended. And it was a little bit more of experience. I just understood the volume was there. I seen the clean traffic to the left. If you were around the market at this point yesterday and you were watching this candle and this candle, you would have understood why I got in, right? Like the volume was there. I was able to see it, pick it up, flow with it. I was risking my profits that I made on the day, and ultimately this worked out well for me. But I wouldn't really expect a newer trader, that trades our system, to get involved in this trade. Again, this took experience, this took risk, right? And this is like a little bit more of a riskier trade. But again, I was willing to risk my profits on the day, and I understood how gold moves. And when you trade the same pair the same way for 5 years, you really get to pick up on stuff. So just happened to feel the volume was there and execute on that second trade there. But a lot of other guys in the clubhouse really caught this entry. So I think that was a good entry. You could have kept your stops above the highs here and then come down into that, full range there to close partials. So yeah, either entry, whichever one you took, whether it was the 1 hour, I was jealous of the 1 hour entry, guys, because that was incredible. Or if it was the 30-minute, either one, it was good. If you took the entry that I took, I'm kind of being a little bit of a bad example here, I must say. But again, with my own experience and my own intuition here and just ability to pick up on what the market is, kind of showing us, I executed here. So I probably wouldn't recommend you take this trade, but that 30 celery or that 1 hour onion, absolute money. And again, why did I take this trade? Just because I've watched it play out so many times, right? I've seen that happen many times, and just decided to execute there. I was already up 3Gs on the day, so I had no FOMO. I didn't really care. I said, you know what, the gold's melting. This is my opportunity on my live account to extend the lead here. So I was okay with coming back to break even if that was the case. I was even okay with losing two or three Gs, but ultimately it worked out for me. And yesterday we finished, it was a $8,000 plus day on the live account yesterday, so it's another good one. Really starting to get into that flow state this year, starting to pick it up. I could feel it. I'm enjoying trading my live account, increasing my size, just basically doing everything I told you guys I would do. So it's been a good time, and let's let the good times roll, baby. Let's let the good times roll. What up, Sandman? Good to see you. Hey, guys, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, shout out to everyone that caught that in the Discord. There was there was so many people that caught that yesterday. I was like, you guys got a better entry than me. I was looking at the 1 hour. I'm like, damn, that would have been amazing. Let's go look at that 1 hour. That was right here, gang. Like, check this out. I mean, that was minty. Minty right here. Look at this. Just a 1 hour candle on a mission. And you knew, or at least I had a real good feeling, once we broke that low right there, we were coming straight down into that level, right? And to fill that wick, I thought we could even possibly come down into this this zone down here to give that candle a lower wick too. But yeah, that was wild. Yeah, so the 1 hour did end up continuing to run down. Didn't necessarily get the wick fill. I wanted to make sure I was closing up some partials like at that support there, and all that good stuff. Crazy trade, crazy. 200K, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, probably just gonna compound. I have no like major goals with the account to get it to 200 or get it to 1 million. I just want to flow. That's it. I'll take withdrawals and stuff, as I please, and just kind of flow with the markets and just trade the way trading should be done. For the most part. Again, when you have that live account, you don't come in with these preconceived goals and ideas and today's the day, today's the day I gotta, I'm gonna pass my funded account, or I'm gonna, maybe get my last $150 day for a payout. Like, there's none of that, there's really none of that. And one thing I was talking to the Asian session about last night was like, there's really two phases to the game. You got the learning stage and the earning stage, right? And you got to really know which one you're in. And when you are in that learning phase, this is where you want to utilize. This is where you want to take advantage of the prop firms, right? Because there's two things that you can really get done when it comes to prop firms. Number one is learning the skill, learning how to trade your system, getting your repetitions in, getting your work, putting in the work, right? So you're able to learn, you're able to not have to invest too much, right? Like, remember, there was a time before prop firms where you had to put in 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3, whatever it was that you wanted to trade, right? So now for $100, literally as low as $100, right? You can get an account and actually never blow that, right? And actually just practice on it, right? Practice on it. Pretend you're working for a hedge fund. I don't know, like, set up your day-to-day to where you're going to just trade that account professionally so you can learn and get your reps in. So that's the first thing, is that you can learn the skill set when it comes to trading without having to dump too much money in. You simply buy these prop firm accounts, you trade them while you get your skill up. Okay, a lot of you guys got to skill up. That's the big thing. It's you got to make sure you understand the skill. A lot of times we focus on the outcome of the skill, but we really need to focus on the skill, okay? So once that's done, now what happens is you're going to reach a point where you see a lot of traders, TT traders up now, right? And this is where I've been for many years now, but you will start to win. And when you win, you will start to pass accounts. You will start to qualify for payouts, right? This is when you know you're beginning to enter the learning phase, right? This is when you know you've done a good job at skilling up, of, you know, getting your repetition in, of, you know, learning how to trade. And now once you have that skill, you'll know, because you'll be passing accounts, and on those accounts that you pass, you'll be getting payouts. And that's where you enter phase 2, right? Now look, you can repeat that all day long, but I sometimes think that that could be a slight minor mistake, especially trading my live account now for the last month or month and a half, because a lot of traders get caught up in that loop, and that's okay, right? And I would stay in that loop until you've really, you know, pushed through that earning phase. But at the same time, start to stack your payouts, build your capital. So once you've entered the earning phase, you can now receive payouts, and you can now stack capital, because capital is what you need here to be a long-term trader, right? So now that you stack your capital and you have your skill, right? Most importantly, now you get to work. Now you work without any sort of prop firm restrictions. You work without any sort of daily drawdowns. You work without any sort of payout caps. You work without any sort of, you know, whatever rule that you can think of. You work without it. It's just you, your system, and your discipline. And that is it. And you can get to compound now every single day. So the prop firm is where you learn, where you stack capital, and then the live account is where you compound that capital and start to really begin to build some wealth for yourself over time. So yeah, just a little tip of advice for any new traders, or even a lot of traders that have been around for a minute. You know, I want to encourage you. I want to kind of push you a little bit outside of your comfort zone and get you trading your own live capital a little bit more. I really do, because it really is a nice feeling. But again, I wouldn't really recommend that unless you're in the earning phase, unless you're already passing your accounts, right? Getting yourself payouts and taking money from those payouts, right? And putting it into your live account. So not even necessarily taking your job money or wherever you work or your business, right? But taking the money that you made from the prop firms, which we've made a lot of money from prop firms. A lot of money, I gotta say. $600,000. $600,000. What a crew, yeah. So you take that money, right? And you put that into a live account, and then you can be able to do trading as you please. All right? So hear me out on it. Trust me, you will thank me later. What's the trading plan for the day? Trading plan for the day is, to potentially, we wanted to see some closures below here. So I was hoping that 30-minute candle would have closed below, but it didn't. So that's no big deal. So now we're basically just waiting for a break and retest of this zone, see if we can stay below it. And if we can stay below it, then there's a high chance I'll continue to look for selling opportunities, right? Especially if you get something like this where price pops up, closes below the range. Now you got these two bullish candles, which ultimately give us a pullback. Then if you can follow up with that with a beautiful resistance to the top side, even break the highs, would be much better. And then we can start to sell back down into that support and back down into that main level down there. So that's the plan. You see how I know my plan? You see how I have no doubts about it? You see how I can explain it in a matter of a second? Hey Nick, what are you looking for? Boom, I could tell you. Can you do that? Right? There's so many traders that are just randomly trading. By the way, does that look like a trade I would normally take every day? Does that look like something I would say, right? That doesn't sound odd, right? It's nothing just different about what I just spoke about. It's the same stuff every day, gang. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. We do a little rinse and repeat. Yeah, so you should know, you should know exactly what you're looking for. Again, one of the pitfalls of trading is traders they're mad random. Like, it's just too much randomness for success to want to be around, right? Success doesn't really like randomness. It likes certainty, right? So you got to be certain, know what you want, why you want it, and make good decisions. What up, Lights Fire? How are you, brother? Blessings, my man. Silver sells. This is a range 2 breakout. Is it good? Let's take a look, brother. All right, so you got some chop here, wick up, closure below. Wouldn't have taken this sell probably, right? Taking this one. Let's take a look at this other time frame. Boom. And let's see. So this is our, what time frame is this? 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour bullish. All right. So 4 hour bullish. Closure above, clean traffic to the left. 1 hour close bear. So you got a bearish, big rejection here to the downside, which is interesting. 30-minute candle did close back above, give you some sort of resistance. 15-minute. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Just keep in mind you got that range there, so good job at waiting for the closure below, and then this opportunity to go fill that range down there. I like the fact that there was a bunch of attempts, right? A lot of attempts to get below, but no candle, even that one, right? No candle was able to do it. So any candle that finally steps up, like that daily time frame recently, and closes below, chances are that next candle will be the mover and the shaker, you know? So yeah, good trade. Good trade. I don't really see much of like a range 2 breakout here, but I get why this trade was taken. And yeah, I think that was a pretty good closure. Yeah. Plus, you know, you had your head and shoulders, knees and toes, and no more dandruff. 200K account. Oh, yeah, it's probably hopefully pretty soon. Hey, what's so funny? What's so funny? Can you advise me on a 30K live account, $500 a week to put trading? Hold on. Can you advise me on my 30K live account and $500 a week to put into trading? It can put me in live and prop firm. Yeah, I mean, 30K is 30K is a wonderful account. The thing is, do you have skill, right? Because 30K without skill is zip, right? It's almost like skill is 0, right? So if you times anything, right, it's going to be 0. So if you don't have the skill, it really doesn't matter how much money you have. I've coached some extremely wealthy people. Like, I coached this one dude, not going to lie, I think he was a prince or related to the Prince of Dubai or something. I don't know. This guy, his office, bro, he made me look like a little peasant. Like a little peasant. This guy's office was like some of your customized, you know, Zoom backgrounds, the AI ones. This thing was insane. And you know what? He had a whole bunch of money, millions of dollars, millions to just invest into the market. You know what he did? He just got started in trading. He goes, yeah, I put $100,000 into my account. Is that good? I said, bruh, you might want to just spend like $100 on a funded account, you know? But you know what's crazy? This guy didn't want to listen to me. He didn't want to listen. You know what? And he blew his thousands and thousands of dollars. And I basically said, dude, I can't even coach you, bro. Like, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say to you, right? He just kept losing money, and unfortunately he walked, right? So he's out the game. So it didn't matter how much money this dude had. He was not able to flip it. He wasn't able to multiply it in this space. And a lot of that had to do with his ego. A lot of it had to do with the success that he had already created outside of the markets. And he thought that was enough to earn him profitability inside the markets. But the market said, dude, I don't care about you or what you've done or what your goals are. If you don't apply the proper rules, then I will continue to take your money. So that's the thing. It really doesn't matter how much money you got. It's how much skill do you have, and then you can use that skill to literally take 30 G's and make it 100 G's, or take 20,000 and make it, or 2,000 and make it 5,000, right? So if you got the skill, you know, if there's trader 1 and trader 2, and trader 1 got the skill, trader 2 doesn't, trader 2 can have a 30K account, trader 1 can have a $1,000 account, and trader 1 will actually make more money. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. How much money you got? A lot. How much skill you got? Yeah, you know what's so funny? I was thinking the same exact thing. Same thing. Great minds think alike. Yeah, Green. What up, Green? The market literally just chewed him up and spit him out. And there was nothing he could do about it. You know what? He didn't like it. So you know what he did? He bounced. He said, you know what? I'm good. Let me stick to the oil and gas industry. Tell us about your premium Discord and the live trading. Let me maybe the Clubhouse here. You guys can see the Clubhouse chat. Maybe they can say something, because I'm a little biased. I'm gonna tell you, come in there, change your whole life. Learn how to actually trade instead of getting screwed around by the gurus and all that, and have community and understand mentality, right? And begin to understand that mentality has to shift before reality shifts. So I don't know, maybe the Clubhouse members can give you a little bit of advice there, but 15-minute has almost no wick on the will the next candle. Yeah, we'll see. We want to wait for a bullish move up here. We want to wait for a little bit of a like a break and retest of this zone here at 43.97. Yeah, that's mainly what we want to do. Was that me? Yeah, that's me. Yeah, South Africa. No, that was him. Yeah, he was the prince, South African prince. Yeah, wise decision. You'd be very wise. I don't. Again, I said this yesterday in the most humblest way. Like, if I have the results you're looking for in life, why aren't you just listening to me? Right? You know what? You know why I listen to Mr. V? Not because he looked good, not because he sounded good, not because of the car he drove, not because he was in life where I wanted to be. And I said, all right, I need to listen to that guy, because that guy is living the exact life, or close to the exact life that I want to live. So you know what? When it was time to take advice from my mom or Jimmy Ding Dong or Uncle Bill or Cousin Tom, you know what I did? I said, yeah, that's great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, awesome. And I smiled at him. I said, good for you. But I never took their advice, ever. Right? You know whose advice I took? Mr. V. You know what my favorite little famous saying was? What would Mr. V do? And I still do that today. So more in-depth video on higher time frame, lower time frame. There's literally 2 hours of higher time frame, lower time frame correlation video. I don't know if you've seen that one, Mike, but a lot of information in there. A lot of information. Yeah, try and look a little bit outside the course too. The course was meant for you guys to have nice, digestible, easy to watch, quick to understand videos. If you want to go even more in depth, go through the webinars that are about the higher time frame, lower time frame stuff, and your mind will be blown. All right, we got a closure here. We got a 1 hour closure, 30-minute closure. Everything's closing up here. I am still very bearish. We're gonna have to, wait on this top wick or whatever. But if we can get the top wick here, we got a celery play looking straight at us. So if we can capitalize on that after this 1 hour candle gives us a bit of a top wick, that'd be great. If not, I would also be open to something like this as well. If price doesn't want to move up, right, where we close below here, kind of get that top wick, take the sell in the next candle. If this candle wants to make a move up, which it wouldn't surprise me if it does, market needs to reset itself a little bit, create some structure. If it does decide to move up like this, that's fine. I'll continue to look for sells below 43.97 if candles remain below there, and then take my sells from up here instead of the closure below here. All right, so either option is good. We'll just have to see which one the market wants to provide for us. What did the Clubhouse say? The Clubhouse, I don't know. Let's take a look. Where was that? Right here. Don't call it premium Discord. That sounds gross. There you go. Yeah. That's like a guru term right there. Like, those are what like the gurus try and like use like terminology wise to like sell you on it. Like, let me introduce. We got a premium Discord here. Like, shut up. Shut up. All I see is beef going on in there. All I see is traders arguing, running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Like, it's like everyone's confused in your premium Discord, So, yeah, that does sound a little gross. Oh, look, worth every penny. There you go. 100% worth it. There you go. Just come here, bro. That's all. That's just... Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it's worth it. It's worth it to some, worth it to most, and we're seeing a lot of improvement. We got $600,000 in payout profits over the last 3 months. So we're doing something right. It's one thing if the leader's winning. I know you guys, again, we're cracking on the gurus a little bit this week, but you hear about all the gurus, but you never hear about their team. You never hear about their people. So one of the best things, or one of the things I'm most just genuinely excited about, is the growth of the team. you know, I was already making money in trading. I didn't need to be here to make more money, right? In trading, I came here to teach this, right? So the fact that there's so many other people winning, and outside of my own money, there's been $600,000 in payouts all across the Clubhouse right now in the last 3 months. That just counts from 2026. So that's one big thing that we're excited about, is not only is the leader winning, but the leader is leading, right? The leader is educating and not calling signals. Any Clubhouse members, you guys, any of you guys see, I'm not like your little signal guy, right? I'm not going to hold your hand all the way through. I'm going to teach you sometimes the hard way, give you the, you know, more of like the hard input that a lot of people don't want to give you, and make you, in a way, figure it out on your own, right? Kind of provide you with the perspective, and then you can use your own critical thinking, right, to untangle it and put it together. And that's what we're trying to create. We're not trying to create a bunch of yes men and signal takers. We're trying to create 8-figure professional traders that can think on their own, operate on their own, and ultimately that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, that's a little bit about what's been taking place in the Clubhouse over the year, and you know, really over the last 6-7 months we've really picked up the ball here. So make it sound so easy, man. When I look at the market on my own, I get lost. Yeah, you gotta, you know, it is easy, right? Again, if you do the same thing every day, I mean, how difficult can it be, right? How does what I do look that hard? You know, like I do the same boring, mundane stuff every single day, and that's why it starts to get easy. But look, man, when you start, you know, going here and going there and choosing, you know, all of a sudden you guys start learning from this dude. You were everything was fine. Like, you were starting to understand the playbook, yeah? You were starting to really get it. You even passed a couple payouts. And then this dude came across your screen. And you're like, oh my God, that guy makes a lot of money. He has diamonds in his hair, right? And you're like, I'm going to go learn from that guy. And all of a sudden, you disappear for 4 months. You come back looking like this, and then we got to clean you back up, you know? And it's like, how many times are you going to do that before you finally say, you know what, I'm planting my stake right here and I'm building here. I'm not leaving, I'm building, right? So yeah, that's what happens. There you go. All right, there you go. There's the game changer. Signed up for another 6 months. Let's go. Proud of you, Lysker. Lysker absolutely killing it right now. Killing it. Staying in that flow state. All right, yeah, I guess the Clubhouse members are... Yeah, there you go. Come and find out, baby. Come and find out. Let's let 930 fall into our lap. I agree. Yeah, we might even get the celery play here. We got I'm either looking at 9 or 915. If we can get this pullback that we really want, then 930 should be the play. But what we would have to see there is this candle probably pop, you know, close this 9 a.m. to 9:15 candle, close like that. We get 9:15 to 9:30 to close something like this, and then 9:30 to 9:45 begin to melt down here. So if we can wait on this, like if price can provide this next candle to move up a little bit for us, and then we get that resistance below the range, which would equal our confirmation candle right there. This would be the trading candle. We would manage a trade right here, going break even at that point, and then looking to hold into, you know, some of these support levels here. So yeah, we'll see if we can get it. Let's go, Rich. Facts. Yeah, it's really nice to have guidance in life, guidance in trading, you know, in what you're doing, and people will understand it too. You know, I understand this game. Like I think I've been in almost every season or every phase of this game. You know, obviously not the bigger ones just yet, where you get the $10,000 trades and $1 million trades and whatnot. But you know, maybe we will get there at some point. But you know, I've been through the struggle of this game, and I understand what it's like coming up. So, all right, here we go. Tipping on fofos here. How much time we got? 7 minutes. 7 minutes on the 15-minute candle. So we'll see how things turn out here for us. I like that. Change the way you think about life. Yep. Not just the charts. Yeah, once you commit, once you can commit, Hey, by the way, you get a group. I mean, you get a group of. You know what? You know one thing I really enjoy about the Clubhouse too. It's a safe place to fail. You know, I read a book about the two guys who, so supposedly, right, created the airplanes, and you know what they did? Any time that they were testing the airplanes, they built a field, right, and they grew the grass really, really high in that field, and what they used it for was a safe crash landing. So they go up, they go up, and they fail and they try it again and again and again. You know, like when you try anything new. You know, you try and fail and adjust and learn, and then eventually you don't hit the ground, and then eventually you actually go going, and then eventually you don't even tip down, and then eventually you just do it perfectly, right? So they use like these big fields. I think it was those sunflowers, maybe. I think it was a big field. They grew these sunflowers, so that way they had a nice safe landing, a failure spot, right? And that's what I think the Clubhouse also provides, like the ability to fail. And in a good environment where people are actually going to uplift you, try and help you understand something a little bit better according to the mentality of what we teach, right? It won't just be me in there helping you. You'll see so many other traders in there that are not going to laugh at you and call you stupid like some of these other Discords that I've been a part of, right? But they're actually going to help you understand how to do it the right way. So that's one of the biggest blessings. And again, that wasn't even provided by me. That was just a blessing that was provided by the quality of individuals within the Clubhouse. So shout out to them guys and girls. Yes, no no signal. All right, there goes the break of the low for the second time. Gold threatening us here. What up, C Melly? Grand Rising, my friend. Grand Rising. Man said it's worth it without the trading. Yo, if you just want to be a better person, the 10.0 version of you, better husband, father, leader, son, daughter, like whatever, you can entrepreneur, you can probably benefit from the Clubhouse. All right, well, we can't enter here, gang. This is where patience kind of comes in. Like, I know it's extremely tempting. Again, we can press one button and potentially make lots of money, and that's the most tempting part about trading, but you got to wait for clean price action, right? So if we can get this closure here in 4 minutes, that's where we step in. Until then, we got to watch. We just got to watch. It is easy, bro. I was losing 2 months ago. Thought I was still, yeah, facts. And what did I teach you? I remember us talking a little bit in Discord in the Clubhouse chat. Did I ever teach you, hey, man, you got to do the technicals better? I did not, right? I remember what I said to you, and it was all mentality. It was all mindset. It was all thought process that shifted that, belief system so that you can understand, what you're capable of doing here, right? And I think ultimately we really had a paradigm shift in the Clubhouse about a year ago where we just started, talking about performance over profits and creating the identity shift, and nothing really changed, right? We didn't like come up with some secret Clubhouse technical strategy. The strategy that we came in was belief in ourselves, and I was encouraging everyone to understand that they can do this. And man, I mean after that one webinar, things just it was almost like the gates had opened up, like the dam had been opened at that point. And again, it wasn't a technical thing. It was a belief in the members of the Clubhouse that ultimately set the fire, right? And sparked it up. So who we got here today? Any of the boys? Let me see. Let's take a look. And just wait on it. That's right. Just wait on it. Diamonds in his hair, yo. That's what you got. You know what? I think I might listen to this kid. I know he's only 19, and I know I haven't seen him trade much, and I know I've watched Nick trade for the last 4 years, and he's got a much more experience. But you know what? This kid just looks like I can get some money with him. All right, it's crazy. Man, I haven't even looked at my phone yet. My phone has so many text messages in it. Sheesh. Have you looked at your phone yet, chat? Oh, stop stuttering. Stop. I'm not even in the room with you. Relax. I'm staring at that thing right now. I don't know how you guys do it. I can't really do it. I can't get interrupted in the morning time. Treat Clubhouse like your school in college. A few months ago, Nick said this. Yes, exactly. Yeah, again, learning phase. If you can just actually lean into the learning phase and not like, I don't know. I think some traders think like they're too good for it. They got that like Allen Iverson, like practice, like learning. Come on, let's just play. And I was that way too, for a bit, and never got anywhere with that mentality. It wasn't until I started slowing down, and even golfing, right now, just been hitting at the range a little bit more, putting at the house a little bit more. Like, you gotta learn, man, before you start performing well. $300K in the past 6 months. Oh yeah, I seen that. Was that on Dave Ramsey? I think I did see that actually. He said, yeah, they got this thing called funding companies or something. Wasn't he bringing up like prop firms too? I think I might have seen that one. They were so impressed. They were like, whoa, wow, okay, wow. Seven properties. Let's get it. Way to go. Yeah, you got to have long-term investments, man. Shout out to my boy Green. All right, how much time we got? 6 seconds here. What are we going to get? Doesn't look like we're getting much. This is the 9:15 candle here. So, yeah, let's hang tight. We might get a 30 celery here as well coming in. So, yeah, let's see if I guess we're going to have to wait on 9:30 here and see what we can get handed to us. So, nothing yet. I think price might be ranging a little bit. Trying to see if we could squeeze ourselves into the market and out of it between 9:30 and between the red folder news at 9:45. How much did I make yesterday? A lot. No, I think it was like 3,000 on one trade and then like 5,000 on another. Yeah, I was using I think I was using 3 contracts. Yeah, 3 GCs. Yeah, I was actually trying to go 5. I think one of them might have been 5. The other was 3. All right. That is give me 5 minutes, gang. I got the car wash guys here, so we're getting the cars washed here today. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. We gotta wait for this closure here, so let's wait on this closure and we will go from there. All right, cool. I don't see Johnny Jams or any of the boys here yet, so you can sit. I guess you're gonna have to sit in the silence. Sit in the solitude, my friends. Sit in the solitude. I'll be right back, all right? Yes, Kingston, yes. Yep. All right. Did you guys enjoy the solitude? We're good. No movements have been made. Nobody move. Nobody gets clipped here. Can you guys hear the music or no? They got the stream outside in the living room on, but I couldn't hear the music. Hold on, I gotta get my lucky socks on real quick. Johnny Gems. Hey, how are you? Hey, Rafi, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
Yo,
How are
yo,
you?
yo. Good morning, boys.
Yeah, how we
Oh.
doing? How we doing?
How's
Feeling
it
amazing.
going?
Good morning, chat. Great
Yeah,
to
I'm a
see
little
y'all.
late today. I got caught in traffic.
Oh,
Really?
don't
Rush
let it
hour
happen
was-
again.
Same, bro.
I was just
I got
laughing
caught in
about that,
traffic.
thinking.
Like, yo, like, Rafi, how does it actually feel to say that? Like, oh my god.
So foreign.
I know you guys don't like saying that to your boss.
So
Oh,
boring.
sorry, boss. I hit some traffic. Like, what?
You driving, you like thinking, okay, so traffic. What else can I say? I'm car didn't start on time.
Yeah, right.
How many of you guys ever
Feels
did what
great.
I did? I was running late. I knew I was running late. Remember I told you my job was 15 minutes away. So if I had to be there at 8:30, I woke up at 8. It took me 15 minutes to get ready and then 15 minutes to get to work. And what I would do is I would rub my hands on the tire. Yeah, anyone ever did that? And then you come into where you go, boss, I don't know what happened. Flat tire. You know, you can see my hands, right? You can see my hands. Yeah, oh, okay, yeah. Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. All right, yes, sir, yes, sir.
So funny, man.
Some
What up,
peasants.
boys?
What's up?
How y'all
Been a
doing?
while. What's been
Feeling
happening
amazing.
the last 12 hours?
Yeah, it's been about
Less than Holly
12
Favorite.
hours-ish. Hold
Yeah.
on, I lost Rafi. Okay, I think we're good.
Ready to freaking act like an 8-figure trade today. Follow the
Let's
process.
go.
That will create the outcome.
Today, we show up better than yesterday.
Yes, sir. Get 1% better.
I don't see why not. We got yesterday's experience, you know?
Exactly, bro. I'm going to look up from 5 years from now and be so grateful and thankful that I planted the seeds today. I took care of the seeds today, bro. So the fruits have to
Facts.
come. We working here today.
Of course.
It's true.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's this? I actually left this on YouTube, actually. So you should show this to YouTube. Passed all the combines I had within 8 days. Got my first payout ever within a month of joining the clubby. I could have gotten it sooner, but I wanted a buffer. Haven't stopped since. I love that. Crazy at the moment. I knew it would pay off. I love that, man. I love that. Congratulations on, and job well done on really taking this thing serious. You know, if you take my mentorship serious, you will get serious results. If you just kind of, just got me in the background and you're like, yeah, the guy's all right, but whatever, like, you might not get those results. But lovely job, my friends. Anyone else want to stack payouts like this? Anyone? Or are you just here to play games? Took me 6 months of losing, telling myself I'm gonna join. Dang. All right, well, Mr. Harvey, you're here today. That's amazing.
Definitely for the
Yes.
winners, man. There's so many great committed individuals in this community, man. People that just take action. They believe in themselves, they believe in the system, and they commit, and no wonder why they're getting the results that they're getting.
No surprise. No surprise.
Man, only with the first session on Friday, I can see people already having breakthroughs, and I didn't even do anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
On the Elite Performance Edge. It's just like whenever you get into that level of conviction that we're gonna make it work, it just happens. Like, look at what people is doing in the Clubhouse. We've seen guys that started trading a few months ago, and they're already seeing results. I mean, there's
Yep.
no coincidence here.
No coinky dink. Wow, amazing.
If you commit, if you believe, you become very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Very dangerous. All right, we got movement here. So volume coming in. 9:30 is upon us here. We are slightly overextended, but I think that will not stop the move that's trying to happen here. So let's see if we can get kind of like a celery type of idea here on the 30-minute time frame, and then we will go from there. We need a good, strong 15-minute closure here. So this was, not good. If we can get a strong one here, that's going to lead me to believe that if we make that top wick, we respect the high, respect the high, respect the high, respect the high, break the low, we should move down. Johnny Gems, how was London?
Yeah, man, it was great, bro. We had sell stops, was looking good, but we had to delete because we pushed back up. So, I mean, it was a great session, though. Great discipline, great habits.
Gotcha. Awesome.
It was a job well done. We did our job all the way through. That's what matters most.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it right there.
Yep.
Do your job. You're in the lineup.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, here comes our closure. Let's see where we go. 4 hour trying to come down, I think. Little downtrend action going.
Yeah, I see that. I like this 15 closure.
All right, let's see. If we close below, that'd be great too. Leave us a wick. Leave us a wick, Goldie.
Damn.
No, did we get a wick? Yeah, we did. I'm gonna need a wick all the way up towards 43.70 if I have a sell stop here. It's 160 pips for about 200. All right, that does not look bad, my friends. I'm gonna have to have a sell stop here. I know we got the smaller wicks, but we have wicks. We have our 4 hour low sitting there, right? That'll be the re-break of the 4 hour low during a very high time of volume. So let me go over to the other chart here. And let's go ahead and get it done. So yeah, I'm going to have a sell stop. I'm going to go a little bit lower on my risk, being that those candles don't have the greatest bottom wicks. But all in all, the volume should be here. And if we break that low, I don't see why we don't move down here. Stops are going to be back above the range, so probably back somewhere above like 82 here, somewhere around 82. So prepare for that, and yeah, let's see if we can make a straight run down here. We got this nice move down, resistance form, a little bit of hesitation. We break the lows here. We should run straight into 43.31. 43.31 has our name on it. We've got news coming. Yep, we got news coming out as well in a few minutes. About 15 minutes from now. 30's overextended. Yeah, 30's overextended. That's why I would go lower. But remember, our entry is on the break of that 4 hour low here. So break of the 4 hour low, daily bearish, 4 hour threatening, right? 1 hour just still got room to go to fill that range. 30-minute, the 30-minute is the one that's really overextended the most. But the 15 has given us that little structure that we need, and volume is here, and yeah, we'll see if we can get activated. Stream equal phone box. There you go. Yeah, Asian, we couldn't really do much in Asian last night. Wasn't too much going on there.
Yeah, right.
All right, let me move down here. I got to skip through some stuff. This will be a B setup for me. Yeah, it's like a B setup. Again, my only thing I don't like the greatest is like the smaller wicks on the candle. But again, 930, us making that top wick, retesting 43.69, and then coming down to break those lows will most likely lead to a drive down into this zone, this support level right here.
You like be at those supports or?
Like
You
probably
like
at the
holding?
wicks. Probably at the wicks,
Yeah.
just to give it some room
Yeah.
to breathe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking to get like 200 out of this move. 220. So let's see if we can get it. 15 celery. Yeah, that would also work too. Yup, if you guys want to hold off for 15 celery, you'll have some news coming out at that time, but ultimately, if we can pop up first, let's say we do close celery play, we pop up first, right, and then break the lows, that right there would be great too. My thing is, could we begin to melt on the 4 hour chart here, like now? Before the news, as 930 comes in with the open, do we begin to make our way down? All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get involved.
See it. It's another trade.
Another trade, another trade. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can get activated. Let's see if we can move down into BE here, and then yeah, potentially even close some of our trade. Let's see. Let's see. We got news coming here as well in about 10 minutes. So let's see if we can get the push here in this 10 minutes, and then we go from there. But my stops are going to be kept back above the highs here. So somewhere back above, like, I think it was 80 we said, and then TP going to be down here at 33. And this will be break even. Stops for me are going to be back above 80. Yeah, so somewhere back above 80. 43.80 will be the stops. Because we want to try and give this a little bit of room to breathe in case we have to go back up there, right? Wait for the news. Yeah, you can wait for the news as well. Whatever works, whatever works best for you guys. Boom. Johnny Gems, you ready for today?
Yes, sir, bro. Big game here today.
Rafi, what you got going on
golfing
today?
or pickleball?
A little golf action.
Golf.
Yeah, what you got going on today, Rafi?
We have the doula appointment.
Oh, nice.
And
that's actually lit.
Yeah, we're
Nice.
gonna do that and get that deal set up and finalize the plan, and
Beautiful.
then I'll go to the gym, and that's it. And then just get ready for Asia session.
Nice.
Asia Sesh.
Yep.
Yeah, last night Asia was great. We didn't get a trade, but it was phenomenal. Orange shirts, right, gang? Orange shirts.
Oh yeah.
Orange, yeah.
It's an orange shirt right here.
Yeah, mainly because of 15, the volume, the decently clean traffic going down there. All right, can we get a push here? Can we get a push? Asian session is the best. Yeah, Asian session is such a good just such a good session because markets tend to slow down. We got one less chat going, and it really does make for a fire educational class. There's a lot of volatility here. Lots of volatility. Breakout? Yeah, 15-minute breakout. Pretty much, yep. All right, can we make our way down? If we re-break the low at this point, I think we start to move. So let's see if we can re-break that low. Ideally, I'd like to get out before the news, but we will see where we're at. Right now, there's nothing to do. Nothing to do. Johnny Jebs. The quadruple burger.
Dang, bro, are you breathing
That
on
quadruple
Yo,
burger.
bro, I seen that. They're selling that in London.
What will I do if I'm still in the position by the time the news? It just depends where the closure is and how the closure looks. I think as long as we can stay below 69, which is that 15-minute level there, then I think price can continue moving down here today. So there's a lot of bearish volume, in gold at the moment. So I think we can continue moving down if we stay below 69. I think if we break the lows here, you can see a straight shot right into, 43.35 as well. But we gotta, you know, really get a break on those lows, and then that should lead to a pretty decent push here. Yeah, what is this area here? This is about 100 pips. So yeah, I'll probably close half my position when we come into this zone right here. Stops in me are above 43.80. Yeah. Can we get a bleeder? Should we enter? I mean, I'm in, so I don't know what you want to do, but I'm involved, and if you want to enter, you can enter on the flip, break of the lows, wherever you feel comfortable, wherever your data states it should work the best. Do, 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 do. Chat went silent. Chat's a ghost. Breathe air. Breathe air, chat. Breathe air. Anybody get slipped like crazy on Tradeovate?
Nah.
Nah?
Nah.
Little slippage.
Did you get slipped in Turtle Bay a lot?
A little bit. Boom, 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 boom. Do you choose the break even levels? How do I choose them? I look left. So I look left and I look over here. I go, all right, cool. You know, anywhere between like this like level of support and like these levels right here, I notice that all the wicks are tending to come right in this box here, right? So if we look left a little bit, we'll see like just a lot of wicks within this area here. So that's where I'm like, all right, cool. You know, we came down here as well right there, and maybe that's going to be a great place to go break even, and maybe even, you know, choose to close some partials. All right, last 3 minutes of this 15-minute candle. We're going to have some news coming in here, so we'll see where that takes us if we're still involved at that point. But, yeah, we got 3 minutes left. News is messing with us. It's messing with this 9:30 candle a little bit, yeah. All right, can we get the push? Do you think waiting for the first break of the lows since we don't have a lower wick is not a... Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Saying, yeah, wait for the break of the lows and all that. I tend to do that when the candle has no wick on the bottom. So if the candle has like no wick on the bottom, I'll wait for a little wick to form and then get in on that second break. But in this case here, we even though the wick was like small, we still had a, you know, we still had the wicks there, so... Good question though. Yeah, if there's no wick at all, I tend to wait for that flip, and then once that flip happens, that's where I'll get involved. Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. One of your accounts got slipped? Yeah, one. Got out at break even. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys are sitting roughly around break even and you want to exit due to the news coming out, that's totally fine. Totally fine. We've got 1 minute left on that news, so we'll see where we end up in that 1 minute. 2 minutes, really. 2 minutes. Too close to news? Yep. Understandable. If it doesn't have any effect, I'll take the 15 celery. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it is red folder. Red folder news coming in, so it should have a pretty high impact. So we'll see exactly, where price wants to go. You never know. Maybe we can be possibly, break even at that point or close partials at that point. So we'll see. Yo, I can't breathe. Breathe, bro. Breathe. Oh man, even if it is a loss, it's a loss, right? So losses happen in trading. Newsflash. So even if it is one, you got nothing to worry about because you've already prepared yourself for it. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. 30 seconds on the candle here. Let's see where we go. Gold wants to come down. Gold wants to come down. Gold wants to...
Yep.
You say all of a sudden I got asthma.
I didn't know I had asthma, man. What's happening?
That's hilarious.
Chest getting all tight and stuff.
That's hilarious. All right, here it comes. What do we do here? What do we do? Can we go? Can we go? All right, I think I think I'm still going to have my stop sitting above the previous high now. Yeah, somewhere above, somewhere right around 80 there. So we'll see what happens here. If we can make this top wick and now re-break the low, man, that'll be great. That'll be real good. By the way, if you're a little afraid and scared, you can get out at break even. Right? I know it's dangerous to trade during news and all that stuff. So if you guys are, not feeling this, we're right around break even now. Now would be your time to exit.
Yeah, actually got out of B.
Nice, nice.
Now it could drive chat.
We're breathing. We're breathing.
Breathe there.
Just pretend you're risking $1. Risking $1 to make $1. Risking $1 to make $1. Yeah, I think when we break the lows, we should get a BE, get hit there, and then that's when we can move our stops and see if the rest of it can run. Boom, 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 boom. What happened?
No, that picture of the heart.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm having sharp pain in my chest. What's going on
Sharp
here?
pain's going on. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, that's too funny. Too funny. Sell stops on the break of the lows here, not bad either. If you guys got out at break even. Everybody remain calm. Again, worst thing that can happen here is you get stopped out. That's literally the worst thing that happens. So we'll see. Worst thing that happens, we get stopped. Best thing that happens, we hit TP.
Either way, you're going to have to show up tomorrow and do it all over.
Either way, you got to show up again later. Got a 0.01 in. Okay, how do you feel about that? I bet you don't care what this trade does. You don't care if it goes up. You don't care if it goes down. You're just simply involved. News, yeah, news. Let's take a look. So news came out mixed numbers here. So you got red, you got green, you got a little bit of little mixture going on. So let's see how things go. I think gold could continue to dump here. So we'll see. And if you're risking pretty low and you want to put your stops, let's just say like above 85, that's not a bad idea either, right? Like just to continue to have your stops above that like swing high there. Again, not the worst thing in the world. You got TPs coming down into like 25 here, right? If we start pushing through the range. So it's not like you don't have much to grab on the, on the profit side as well. This move is dangerous. It is slightly dangerous. It really is. It really is. That's why we went low on our size. We waited for the 15 closure below. We entered at 930. You know, we did everything we could to kind of put it in our favor. Win or lose, we've done our job, yeah? We've done our job. You got yours on 1 MGC. Okay, nice, nice. Nice. So even if you do have stops up at like 86, you're only risking what, $300? Not too bad. Not too shabby. Lower your risk before the news. Excellent. Excellent.
Where did Johnny go, bro?
Johnny
over there somewhere.
John, he's box breathing. Deep breath.
Oh yeah, he got a BE, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did get out. Yeah, he did get out.
Yeah, okay.
The news did come out. Yeah, the news came out, mixed numbers. So you got red numbers, you got green numbers, little bit of mixture. Little bit of mixture going on. 15-minute celery 45 minutes ago. I didn't like that one. I liked more so the 930 move after the 15-minute candle closed below. Yeah, that was more so the move that I had in mind. That was the one that I planned from earlier. So the celery was okay, you know, but you yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. We got a little mess. Yeah, it's a little messy here. A little messy. Messy! The one thing I do like is we did break the previous low already. So if we start to re-break those lows, high chance we move past that minor level of support to the left, and then we keep driving down into the main levels. So we'll see.
Yo, Phil, how was your birthday, bro? Had a good one?
What'd you do for the B-Day, Phil?
I know.
Anything good, man? One hour. Can we continue down? Can we push? Can we push? Lot of hesitation here. A lot of hesitation. Boom, 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 boom. One of the long trading days? Yeah.
Hero of the day. Dude, where did they get these little...
Oh, man. Uh-oh, breaking the highs. Breaking the highs. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Love to spend time with you, Nick. Anytime, man. Anytime. Come to Tampa. All right, we're breaking these highs now, so that's not the best thing here. We'll see what happens. 1 hour candle starting to pop back up. 15 broke the highs. If we close above here, then I will probably start to manage this position. If we remain below, I'll stay in it. But as of right now, there's really nothing that we can do. You know, there's nothing that we can do. Stops are in probably the best place, somewhere above 86 here, so there's not much you can do after that. Yeah. Yeah, all you could do is maybe move it 40 pips, 45 pips, which at the end of the day isn't actually too much. Let's see what my risk would be. 712. Yeah, we could do that. We can do it if you guys want. That'll be above the true swing high. I don't know if that'll help here, but as long as we start pushing through and break that high, you might just nip these highs here. So we'll see. We'll see. As of right now, there's nothing to be done. There's no management that I could do. We have a resistance here as well, right? This kind of resistance level here. So we'll see if price wants to respect that, remain in the zone, reject it, or whatever it wants to do. But that's kind of like where we're at right now. So we have to see how we react towards like 43.79. And if we can reject that level and remain below it, then I think the sells are still going to be valid. It might just take a couple candles, right, to play out here. So boom, boom, boom.
Also, you got that 4-hour closing here in 5 minutes.
4-hour closure coming. Buys, I don't really see the buys. I don't see any buys that look good at the moment, but yeah. I mean, in order for buys to look good, you really got to close back above probably 79 here to really have some nice buys on our side. But yeah, until then, we'll see how we react to 79, and if we stay below, that'd be great. If not, then we can manage. But right now, there's really just nothing to do. Just gotta hang tight. Hang tight. Yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna. I think on for me, for partials, it will probably be more like 43.33 if we can get down there. Because if we re-break those lows, very high chance we make this bigger move down. So I think this will just be break even at 46 for me if we can get there, and then the partials will be down here at like 34 here. Yeah, I think that'll be best. And then full TP probably somewhere down towards like 15. So we might get that too with this this next 4-hour candle closing bearish. Why big stops?
Well, stops look pretty
good.
much
They're all going to be wide at this point, again, and something I'm tinkering with and testing with is opening up the stops and seeing how that tends to work out. There's a lot of trades that I do get a loss on that I was completely right about direction, but the stop loss just got hit right before moving in that direction. So one thing I'm testing now is the ability to raise the stops, not like anywhere up here, but swing highs work or above ranges work to keep the stops up there to see, okay, are we going to be right about direction? Usually we are, right? Usually we'll take a stop loss or something on the break of that high. Next thing you know, as we look during the later part of the session, price ended up making these moves. So it's my attempt to collect some data to see if we widen those stops, will it still make sense in the overall scheme of things when it comes to RR on the longer basis, and will we stay in the trades a little bit longer, right? Will we actually stay involved? So that's kind of what I'm doing right now in terms of sample sizing, is seeing, hey, if we leave the stops right a little wider, do we stay involved in more trades? And if I see that over a course of like 10 or 15 trades that it's not helping, right, that it could be losing money or tarnishing RR, then I get rid of that idea, right? But it's something worth tinkering with and just sample sizing, right, and seeing how it goes down. So far it's been really well. We've been able to stay in some trades. The ones that I didn't do, we ended up getting stopped out there as well, just for price to move in that direction. So yeah, but I think overall this is pretty much what my trade is gonna look like. So boom, 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 and potential partials here. No stops, or you can go no stops. News will melt NQ. I haven't really looked at NQ. Let's take a look. Yeah, NQ. Yeah, little celery play that worked out pretty well here. Nice move down. Yeah, we're just continuing to move down here. Let's see the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour still melting. Yeah, just again, everything's melting here today. So just a lot of bleeding going on. Little pullbacks though right now, so. Hang tight. Hang tight.
Yeah, I mean, you got good stop loss, so.
Yeah, I mean, these are the
Right
best
above those
stops we can
highs.
get. You know, best stops we can get are right there. So we've done everything we can. We'll see if we survive here. But give me actually, this candle's going to close here in a minute. Let's see how we do. Hang on tight, baby. Yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, all right? 1 sec.
Alrighty. 1 minute for a candle closure. 4-hour closure coming up. 4-hour looks like it's gonna close bearish. That looks good. If you're still in these sells, that's on your side right there. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a great stop loss placement as well. What's up, Alpha? Senti? How you doing, man? When you're wrong with wider stop loss, you need 3 wins to get back. No, yeah, sometimes you do, but sometimes you may have an A+ setup, so you risk a bit higher, and you make that loss back. This is a lower risk trade here, so when we get a higher risk trade, then we can make that loss easily back. So, and also, yeah, I mean, if it takes 3 wins to get back, that's fine too with a high win rate. Like as long as you have an 80+ win rate, you'll get it back. To win 3 times in a row easily.
Okay,
It's really about listening to market structure at the end of the day.
I can't believe we got a closure above. Wow. 4-hour might make this top wick. So let's see if we respect the highs. Again, I'm fully prepared for the stop loss here. So it is what it is. Let's see if we make the high of the 4-hour and then start to push down. If we can respect those highs in the lower time frame, that would be fantastic here. But we'll see. We'll see. We got a strong bearish 4-hour closure. Now it's all about, will we respect the highs on the 15 before moving back down, right? That's kind of the big question here now. Heavy drawdown. Heavy drawdown. How does it feel? This is like the worst it gets in trading. This is the worst that it gets.
It's part of the job, right? It's like
Yes.
Jobs have pros and cons, and this is like a con to the job.
Yep. Ooh. Broke the high there. We nipped the high. Do I think 15-minute support here is an issue? It could be. It could be. What looked like a minor support price is actually, kind of respecting pretty well there. So it looks like we did kind of wick into it, but ultimately it looked fantastic on the 30, right, to continue driving down. So that was mainly what this trade was based off of. Now that we got the 4-hour candle that closed bearish, right, maybe this move up could be the top wick, right, for us to start pushing down on the 4-hour now. So we'll have to see. We're got a brand new 4-hour candle in front of us. The bias has switched on the higher time frame to bearish. Now it's all about surviving this top wick. Yeah, can we survive? Can we survive? Linda, stay away. Stay away, Linda. I don't want to hear from you until we get down to 43.34.
About a mute Linda, bro.
Mute her.
Maybe you need arrows.
Do we get the arrows out? Do you think we need the arrows, gang?
Ooh,
let's bring them out.
Ooh.
Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Down, boy, down. Down, boy, down. Goldie, don't play with us. Don't play with us. Don't play. And order filled. Okay, Linda. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take a stop here. One thing that we can really look at is the 1-hour candle, closing bullish now, kind of, rejecting the downside, breaking the low. So I had a feeling if we closed above, there might be an issue. But, yeah, no bottom wick. This could be the 4-hour top wick here as well. We'll see. You know, I could see price at least now coming probably up into these ranges here to create that 4-hour top wick. There's still no low on the 4-hour candle as well, so this can get you know, a little crazy. So I didn't want to be in after these 4-hour highs or 15-minute highs there. So yeah, decent trade. We had volume. We didn't have the greatest lower wicks and all that, but we had the volume. We had the clean range on the left. We had the rejections out of the 4-hour, and yeah, we just happened to pull back right there. So pull back on the 4-hour. Usually you will get that in the last like 15 minutes, and it happened here. So we got hit today, but we will live to trade tomorrow. We will live to trade. This is the worst that it can get right here. The worst that it can get. All right, let me remove this. Yep, thank you. So let's just talk about the trade. So we had a 4-hour pushing down, right? We got in on the break of the 4-hour lows. The 1-hour also broke its own low there. 30-minute, again, didn't have the greatest lower wicks, a little overextended, so we waited for the structure on the 15-minute. Because we did that, we decided to lower our size a little bit, getting into this trade that was mainly, you know, heavily focused on the 15-minute resistance that was formed, and the opportunity for us to re-break that 4-hour low. So we did re-break that 4-hour low. We went, I don't know, about 57 pips in profit, but only to continue to reject. So yeah, this one will take an L on, and it'll go right into the L box, and we can move on to the next trade. Any questions? Any questions? Time to revenge trade. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, it was looking good for the most part, especially as we broke through those lows. It was actually starting to look really good.
Yeah, no, I wanted news to kind of just lead us off.
Let me get a little screenshot of this so I can mark it up. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, sir. See, like it's what you just said is very important. Like, it's not this loss that will hurt you. It's the way you respond to the loss, which will help you or hurt you.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you revenge trade, this loss is gonna become 10 times worse. But if you just like remain disciplined, this loss will not be a big deal. You'll just make it back on the next couple best trades.
Yep.
Statistically.
Yep. Now let's see if that 4-hour candle can drive down. You guys good? Everyone good? You still alive? Still breathing? This loss is on Nick. Yes, the loss is on me, and don't forget though that the wins are on me too. Don't forget that as well. We just got in the wrong side of probability. Yeah, decent trade though. Decent trade. Again, 930, you know, price melting, clean traffic on the 30, lots of volume. You gotta participate. Revenge is back. All right, we'll see if we can get a revenge in.
Never forget Nick's the reason. Some of y'all got some payouts, right? Or not some of you guys, but a lot of you guys got payouts. So never forget him.
Never forget the face.
Don't make him feel bad on his losses.
Would you take this exact same setup again? Maybe not before news. Maybe not before news next time. But the idea of taking the trade at 930, especially the 15-minute structure there, like that was, you know, usually we win these trades, right? And that's fine, right? It's a nice little 15-minute closure. I know, again, and I pointed out that the wicks were not the greatest, right? Before we got involved in this trade, that we didn't have the greatest wicks. We did have wicks, but we didn't have the greatest ones. And either way, once that candle activated us, it went back up. I would have had a sell stop on the break of the low regardless there, right? So we did re-break that low again. That would have entered me in. So I would have taken this loss regardless of whether I got in on the first break of the low or whether it was the second break of the low. Yeah. So no lower wick here. We'll see what time wants to give us, but as of right now, we're poking our head up for that 4-hour candle. Do we get a melter on the 4-hour? That's the question. All right, so let's get rid of this now, and now we shall wait. So you got ranges here. You're a little jammed up. 15-minute not looking the best, right? A little just consolidating, and yeah, no bottom wick here. A little overextended on the buy, so not much happening now. So we'll see what happens if price action starts to just kind of recreate itself a little bit, and then we can maybe have some opportunities. We'll see. We'll see. Losses are part of the game. Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely. Managed it. Only took $72 loss. Okay, great. Yeah, and remember, there was multiple times where you could have got out of this trade, right? Got break even, or maybe took a small loss. Some of you guys even could have took like a 50 pip win, right? Depending on how quick you were able to press the button. But there was no reason for me to manage, no reason for any like moves to be made, so that's why I didn't make any. If we create a resistance on the 30-minute, suggest to go short. Yes, any sort of resistance now, right? Now that that 4-hour candle has officially closed bearish, any sort of resistance that gets formed here now will most likely begin to send that 4-hour candle back down, right? Because again, these two bullish candles, those are the 4-hour pulling back, right, to make a wick for the next candle to fill. And now this candle here is the one that's currently making a top wick, right? So if you do get a resistance, this is where now you have an opportunity to sell back down into this wick fill here, right? So boom, top wick, you get that range fill, and at the same time on the 4-hour you get the wick fill. So that's exactly what you need to look for, is some type of resistance now that forms up, right around this area too. Like 98 would be perfect for resistance. That'll be our confirmation candle, and then this guy right there will be our trading candle. So yeah, yep. Boom. We'll see.
Yes, sir, Nips. I agree, bro. It shows statistical noise. It shows math, really.
Boom.
Supposed to lose.
I skated out with $100 on 11 accounts. All right. Not bad. Very clean. Well, 1100. Yes, that's the thing. Everyone's going to manage their trades a little bit different. You don't always have to manage the way I do. You don't, you just, again, these are my trades and you're just watching me. So if you choose to partake, that's on you. And if you choose to watch and learn, that's on you. What do you think of the stop loss? I used it, but as this happened before, yeah, so the best place to put stops are obviously above structure, right? So anything that I would say, anything above these wicks here basically terminates the trade, right? So again, price can still melt down, but we may want to make our way all the way up towards like 42.20 or something, right? So anything that kind of breaks these highs and validates the trade for the moment, right? So I don't want to be in after that, because again, this candle can just pump up and just push all the way into these highs here, right? And then come back down, or create resistance at some point, whether it's here or here. So after we break those swing highs, right, that's where I don't want to be in that specific position anymore. Now what I want to do is I want to wait, and if I can get a resistance or something like that, right, this is where now I have that opportunity for the clean range to get filled to the left, and for the 4-hour candle to fill the previous candle's wick. So that would be the next best entry. Yeah, right here.
Yes, that's what I'm waiting on right now. Looks clean.
Just wait on it.
Just wait on it.
Still no low on the candle either, so. Why does my chart look different than yours? I don't know. What chart are you on? Depends what chart you're on. He said, I'm ready to revenge trade. See, it's not... See, I like to call it... I don't really call it revenge trading, I just call it hunting for another good setup. See, revenge trading is executing a buy or something, or taking a sell, or taking something random, right? Hunting is just treating this market as if as if nothing just happened, right? As if that didn't even just happen, waiting for the next good quality setup to show up and then executing. So that may take 10 minutes, that might take an hour, that might take 10 hours. You just never know. So you just have to wait on that, and once that comes, as long as you wait for it, there's zero revenge trading involved there, right? It's simply waiting for the next best setup and executing the system flawlessly. All right, can we create resistance maybe even at 79? That'd be awesome.
Yo, bro, I really liked your Instagram post.
Which one, brother?
The one you just posted.
Oh, you like that?
Yes,
A little
sir. Beautiful.
what's it called?
Little all my life.
A little
Very my
Atlanta
life.
dump. Look at my dad. My dad looks like he's just staring at a legend. Hey,
That's
yo.
a legendary pick, bro.
What's that kid gonna be? What's that kid gonna be like when he grows up? I wonder. Any of you guys ever stare at your kids like that? What's he gonna be?
That's
Yeah,
a
some of you
classic
get
New Yorker in the 90s right there,
the Rangers hat.
right?
Classic. All right, who's got good questions? Anyone got good questions while we wait to revenge trade, aka potentially get our loss back? Anyone? Talk to me. Stephen B, stop. What about NQ? Let's take a look. NQ, we still have a lot of clean range here on NQ. So I would say, the sells are valid. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour did close bearish here. 1 hour a little overextended, but the 4 hour, man, just looks like it's ready to continue tanking. 30-minute overextended. 15-minute trying to give us a resistance here. So very similar to like what gold just did. If the 15-minute candles can kind of close below here, give you some sort of resistance, then I think the sells are super valid still, right? Coming into all that clean traffic territory over there. Yeah, it looks actually very good. Something like this would not be a bad idea. Boom. Closure below. Sells. Goldie wants to melt without us. We might get another shot. How am I doing? Fantastic, brother. Thank you for asking. Talking about sales while you're in buys. You never know. Still thought it was a good, the tribe. So, I have if you guys watch the overextended breakout webinar that we did, we have certain reasons when we do get in these trades, right? So let's just say you have a 70, 30 ROI, right, on overextended breakouts. So a lot of times, like, what we'll do is we'll just exit all out and just like, all right, we won't take that trade. But one thing that I know is over the years I've taken overextended breakouts that have worked out phenomenal, right? Especially if there's clean range moving down to the left. So one thing I look at is being a little kind of trading nerd is, what about this 30%, right? So if we can understand when it doesn't work, well, there's 30% of the time it does work. So what's taking place in that 30% of the time? What are the common themes? So obviously a rally. Another thing is re-breaking certain lows, like higher time frame lows, like we did, like the 4 hour low. So those are some things, right? If we can get a resistance formed on a lower time frame like we did on gold. So we were all good in the 30% of the overextended breakouts working, right? It just, this time, there's also a 70-30 in here too, right? So as long as we did our best and executed on what usually works out when it comes to overextended, like rally markets, break a 4 hour daily low, highs or lows, and like structure on a smaller time frame, then I'm okay with executing that trade at a low size. And that's basically what I did right in front of you guys here today. Just tinkering, and I'm also tinkering with the idea of the bigger stops, and just tinkering a little bit. Look how much love we get when we lose a trade. I know. I mean, you really shouldn't get love when you lose or win. It's just normal business. Just no need to jump up and down. No need to cry. It's just straightforward, very straightforward. Remember, I don't take credit. So you guys give me credit for your wins, but you discredit me for your losses. I personally don't do any of that. I don't give myself credit for my wins. I don't really give myself too much credit for the losses. Otherwise, I'll be very emotional. My trading will be like a roller coaster, right? I'll jump up and down and get so excited when I win. Then I'll start crying and pouting when I lose. You see how that just, you're very emotional. It's like a roller coaster. I like to stay very straightforward. You know, when you guys throw the W's, that's awesome, but very rarely will you see me jump up and down and go crazy over a win, and very rarely, very, very rarely will you ever see me, you know, cry about a loss or something.
So remember the win is in following the plan, right? So you follow the plan today, you'll be a winner long term. That's why it's the win.
Yeah. I managed accordingly. Okay, took the loss. Closed one contract. Perfect. Perfect. That's all you can do. You know, manage the trade properly and be okay with it. Stay composed. Yeah, be composed, man. Be composed. Always refining. Always refining. It really is my favorite part. I love tinkering. I really do. Just want to thank you for recommending the Forex Mindset. Really good book. Oh, such a great book. Such a good one. Especially if you guys are locked into trading and you know, got big goals with your trading and you're trying to get better and better. I love that book. One of the best books. One of the best trading books you'll ever read. When was the last time I cried? 2 days ago. Maybe even yesterday. Sheesh, I might have cried this morning, actually. Super grateful. Super grateful.
Same, bro.
Ninja Pivots. I never heard of it. Which book? The Forex Mindset. The Forex Mindset. Hey, it's good to cry. Most of y'all haven't cried in a while. I think you need a nice cry here and there. Yeah. A lot of times I cry just because of how grateful I am. Just so grateful just to be here, to be living, to be, you know, doing what I'm doing. So it's, you know, not only, you know, very rarely am I crying because I'm a sad person, right? It doesn't, you know, you don't have to cry only when you're sad. You can cry for gratitude, and even if you are sad, it's okay too. You know, it's okay to be sad. Sad is just a simple emotion. It's not good nor bad. It just is. What up, the Prather Trader? There he is. What's good? When we getting the steak? Some of y'all are crying right now after that loss.
What's up, Prather Trader?
Been crying way more since you become a dad? Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Become a dad. Yep, become a dad. Your friends tell you man can't cry? Well, just take a look at your friends. How do you keep your cool in moments like that? Mentally, I know it's just the statistics, the game, but I still can't feel anxious when hearing my stop loss get hit. I think I've just been doing this for such a long time now that I've gotten, you know, just accustomed to the work. I mean, this is the work. I've taken hundreds and hundreds of losses. I've taken probably well over 1,000 wins. So it's just, you know, just like anything, you know, once you've done something for so long, it's just very mundane to you. Whether it's a winner, a loser, I'm not too excited. A loss, I'm not too upset. I know that the foundation of a successful life is just to look at things from a positive perspective and, you know, see the good in everything. And if you can do that, then, you know, you'll likely get your loss back. You know, and by the way, I've gotten every single loss back. you know, over the past, 5 years. So I know I get it back. It's just a matter of when. Remember, the losses were built into your trading plan for a reason. So if the win rate is around 70-30, then that means that the losses are those 30% losses are designed to be there, right? And that they won't hurt you when it comes to the end game of the probabilities playing out. So that's one thing you really got to realize is that those losses are built in to the winning system. And I understand that. And again, as you begin to walk that road, you begin to experience that, and that experience begins to build your self-confidence and composure. And then now you see me 5 years later just really not losing my cool or reacting in a, you know, any sort of way that would kind of hurt me emotionally. Let's get it. You already know where we're meeting up at Prather Trader. You already know. All right, so I think we're going to call it here. So I think the best thing to do now at this point is to wait for that resistance. So you do have a 4 hour candle that closed bearish. I may peek like within these charts on these 30-minute closures. It doesn't look like this 30 is going to close the way we want it, right? Down here. So maybe we get a better entry from up top here. We get an opportunity to potentially see a resistance formed, right? And if we can get that resistance, that's where these sells now can be taken here for that clean range to the left. So I'll be waiting for that. I'll see if I can get it before I leave the house. I'll probably tap into the Discord a little bit and see what everyone's up to. But if we can get that move right there, that's what I got my eyes on. So that's the move I'm looking for here today. If we can get that moving forward, resistance formed, that'll be the 4 hour top wick in place. The next candle should make its way down, and man, we could potentially go down and fill that 4 hour wick and potentially continue moving bearish here today. So that's my idea for the rest of the day, especially with that 4 hour candle being bearish. What that will look like is a simple 4 hour wick fill. So currently right now, you see the 4 hour candle closed bearish, right? And it's got that wick to fill. So that's that wick right there. If we can line that resistance up, that'll be our top wick. And then we can look to see if we can track this all the way back down to towards our entry, which was like right around 43.56. So that's the plan moving forward. Just wait for it. It'll look just like that. You know, you don't have to do too much squinting, or there shouldn't be much confusion. All right, wait for that. Or the other option here is you may close above, and then you may range a little bit. So if we start to range a little bit here, right, then you just wait for the breakout, right? At that point, you got resistance here. You have, support sitting here. You can likely get rid of these zones now that the traffic has moved its way through, right? And then start to look at price action like that. So little range game, and then potentially, you know, push straight back down. All right. Cool.
Love you, bro.
All right, let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Hold your head held high, my friends. You've done your job here today, and wait for the next best setup, and then we'll see you guys back here tomorrow or in the Asian session tonight. All right. Love y'all. Blessings to you and your family. Johnny Gems, Rafi, thanks for pulling up.
Thank you for having us, brother.
Boys, thank you, brother.
Yo, stay out of trouble, man.
God bless y'all.
Stay out of trouble.
You already know.
All right.
You already know.
God bless
All right,
y'all.
gang. Love y'all. Hope
Peace,
you guys have a
guys.
wonderful day, evening. I'll see you guys on the next session, whether it's Asian, London, or New York. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day. Blessings, my friends. We out of here. Peace.
Back at it. Phew. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Let go. Let guy. Let guy. Come on. God made rivers. God made lakes. God made me. So you gotta pay my rate. God got holy Bible pockets on me. Thank God we straight. Even though I might pull up late, I ain't never too late. I'm saying my grace like God is great. Decorate this ice like birthday cake. Just tap to the food. I'll make my plate. I don't mean to be
Probably humble, which one last? Them demons stepping, blew them thing back like Christmas past. Let go, let Christ, let go, live life. Can't help myself, you took them stripes, you took my strife. How I can't forget them folks, but try to leave my way. I mean it, Memphis Rocky, hear your father, turn your cheek, don't fight. I'm rapping my tail off, I'm shipping the mail off. I'm getting my prayers off, taking my hands off. I wake in the morning and get out the box like Kellogg's. So much from day to day, feel like a featherweight, gave it to God to take care of. Hey, few, I let go, let God, let me go catch my red eye.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Big go, big eye, big go, big eye, big go, big eye, big go, let's go, big eye. I am KB, that there 1K, tell them twin identical. Pride on minimal life behind these bars, my album criminal. I can't do subliminals, what you think is not this critical. Watch out, it'll go. Christ gon' trump your candidate body in this political. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I go petro, metro, retro, then I escrow my residuals. It's too formidable, them golden idols pitiful. I'm burning calves like Olympical, this is typical. Keep it minimal, teach you how to boy. I'm out here giving clinicals. Go hard as bicentennial, nothing mythical, need no rituals. Grace of God is on continual, my boy. A2000 EST OCOEE. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I want my dog, ay. Birds of a feather, we gon' fly together. Ay, we gon' rock forever like it's heavy metal. I ain't Christopher Columbus, I would never settle. I ain't Lewis, I ain't Clark, I would never settle. God told me I'm Olympic, for real. Ay, seek the kingdom, why you simping, for real? Why you talking, you should listen, for real. All this jaywalking got me limping, for real. Hey, jaywalking, hey, Jesus walking, hey, Jesus talking. Yo, big faith, yeah, I need a whole lot of that way, where I'm about to go like amigo. Can't see the vision, then you can't be me amigos. I call up my girl and then we pull her to the Rego. That's the only time we pay to see you acting way different. Way different. Same book, but the pay's different. The pay's different. Is it cliche to say I'm lane switching? Well, I'm lane switching. Hold on, let me put my turning signal on, so they see me coming. They still can't see me coming. Only two things that I need is peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from up. They like, how he, who he, what is this? Hey, my studio is wherever I sit. Hey, I plug in the microphone and there you hear that click. Click, 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 click. It's a hit. Hey, way it hit them like, whoa, man. Hey, make them do the uh-oh, man. Hey, how you just came up with whoa, man. Flow electric, this is not a slow dance. Not a slow dance. We come together and we pray and hold hands. He give grace, so wherever grace lands. He paid the price, ain't have no escape plan. Yeah, no plan. Yeah, no plan. Actually, his plan was the plan, so he planned it. Ayy, set the bar high, he the code, so I scanned it. Ayy, we saving souls on the campus. Ayy, but this ain't no religion, we ain't following your antics. Ayy, thank you, Lord, I sit like a praying mantis. Enemy just tryna see me sink Titanic. Never out, but I'm outlanded. Even when I'm out, soon as I land. Back to the beach, back to the sand. It's back to the... Only two things that I need is peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from above.